April 5th, 2019, and I want to do a shout out to my friend Eastside Tropicals. Thanks so much for sending these plants out in our trade. Now this one here is a hybrid called a Manny Herrera. It's a Casiana type hybrid. The other two, although they were labeled, they came in a bag, and I'm not sure which one is which, so I took a guess. I think this one is N. Triffid, and the reason is because that's a dubia cross, which is a Highlander, and it has a really skinny leaf. I don't know. Let me know if I've got these backwards. I hate to mislabel them. And this one is Ventricosa cross Berkii. So hopefully those are right. Do a quick pan of the backyard here. I still have not put all the Nepenthes out because it's still cold. We get a few nights in the 50s and not all the lowlanders can go out, but most of the plants are outside now. Those pots in the back over there are amorphophallus, and we're waiting for them to come out of dormancy and sprout. And I want to take this little guy out. This is for AC Tipton 80. This is the plant that you gave me when I visited you. Interesting story about this plant. This is a red leopard cutting, and this is my plant that I got back a few years ago. Some of you might remember the bad luck I had that I got really sick for several months and I lost like half of my collection. It was awful. But I had given AC Tipton a cutting from my red leopard, and she got a basil on it. So when I visited her last year in October, I was able to take a cutting of my own plant that I gave her as a cutting, and now I have my plant back. Not as big as my original mother plant was, but hopefully this will grow to the point that I had it. It was getting upper pictures. No pictures yet, but they're coming. I should like being out here in the humidity. So here are some of the latest additions. It just rained. The plant in the small red pot is a hybrid that I got. I bought some on eBay, and the person was nice enough to give me a freebie mixed Sarracenia. And then the ones in the green pot are a Sarracenia leucophylla Hurricane Creek, which is a green and white plant that's really awesome. I'm looking forward to that growing. And the lotus is getting its first leaf. It's just getting ready to come out of the water. And I really don't like this soil I used. It's been days and the soil has not settled out. But in this one, it's the same soil. I don't think it has to do with it having rocks in it, because I had rocks in that one, but I took them out. It's settled, and it's beautiful clear water. The moss balls are floating, and they change buoyancy, so sometimes they float and sometimes they sink, and they all do different things. And hopefully that these water lilies that I got will hopefully sprout and make leaves also, and also come out of dormancy. Oh, and a shout out to Todd's Tropicals. Thank you for IDing these for me. So that is a quick update on what has been going on with some of my plants. Okay, so not quite the end of the update yet, but I've planted 4 amorphophallus peonifolius here, like I had before. The amorphophallus peonifolius are in the middle of the bed, and here in the foreground I have planted 4 tomatoes, one to be planted. The pots in the window are of different gourds, some rare gourd varieties. Can't wait for those to come out, and I'm going to add trellises here, and hopefully they'll grow up the trellises. Cleaned up my unknown dragon fruits, so now we just got 3 of them growing. And this is really cool because these have finally come up over the top. Hope they start making flowers at some point. And we've got on this side the Frankie's Red, It has a little bit of a burn down here from the cold. And I cover these, and I mean, even if it's like upper 40s sometimes, they have to be covered, and I didn't cover it once and it got damaged. This one looks like it's been munched. I hope it'll be okay, but this is Condor. It's doing great. American Beauty. I have very bad luck with this poor plant. Damaged. I don't know if it'll make it to the top of the trellis. Luckily, I've got one more cutting inside, and that one I got as a bonus plant, but I would still like for it to do something and survive. And then Brunei is doing awesome. It is growing straight up the trellis.